Hello everybody. This is Johnny Geathers. Welcome to another JG Mental Fridays. Hope all of you having a great day so far. You just got your day started. Hope you have a great day. Today I have a special guest with me. I knew this individual for some time now. She participated in some of our events that we've been having on the fraternity side and also professionally and everything. And it was only right for me to invite her to be on here for JG Mental Fridays. So, Dr. Amy, take it away. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, hello everyone, and thank you, Johnny, for having me and thinking of me. And I just want to say to you, you do so much for our community and so much for the people, and I just really appreciate and respect that about you. And thank you for having me. So I am Dr. Amy Alexander. I'm retired school counselor from the Penn Hills School District. Okay, I was a teacher early on, and I loved that. And I became a school counselor after when I got my master's degree from Duquesne University here in Pittsburgh. And then I also got my PhD from Duquesne in counseling and supervision, which I am very proud as a only child of a single mom. Um, I really appreciate that. And I think it's helped me to have hope, eternal hope for my former students and for people in my life that, because in middle school, really all I wanted to do was pass. I didn't want to fail and be with the kids that was younger than me. So um, we never know what someone's going to be or do in their life. So again, retired after almost 30 years in the Penn Hill School District as a teacher and school counselor. I have my own company, Legacy, with two double A's, obviously for my name, counseling and consulting. And I started that back in 2021 before I retired from the Penn Hill School District. Um, I've also worked at Mercy Behavioral Walk-in Crisis Center and tried to assist people with finding services and coordinating services. A lot of things, obviously, you can imagine walk-in crisis is crisis. And so people present a lot of dual things like homelessness, abuse, addiction, mental health issues, just everything. And it taught me and reminded me how difficult it is to coordinate those services and to figure out how to get help, um, especially when you don't have a home or when you're suffering from mental health issues or abuse, whatever, addiction, all that stuff. It makes it so difficult. And in these days and times, it's even more challenging, I believe, to receive the services that are needed to help people get to where they want to be in life. I also worked as a clinician with adjudicated minors um, several years back, and most of my research is in uh, generational trauma, for real. Back when I started looking into trauma, it wasn't the buzzword or key thing, and there was very little research on trauma in the Black community, which is what I focus on, is because it's generational. And oftentimes I feel like we as Black folks don't realize we're so, I hesitate to use the word resilient because it's kind of overused in a lot of ways, but we've toughed it out. We've managed, right? But also in that managing, there's a lot of trauma manifestations that we carry with us and we think it's normal. We think it's normal to just carry on as usual when really we're we live traumatized. And for me, I feel like if you're Black, you've been traumatized, regardless what you say or think or whatever. And we're not only carrying the traumas of what we've experienced, right? We're carrying the traumas of our parents, of our grandparents, of our great grandparents, because all the way back, we were treated as if we weren't human. And that carries a lot of weight with it. So, more recently, I am looking into and working on um, mental health groups and initiatives for Black men. Um, and I've been told like that's a space for Black men and not me, but I feel like also there's a lot of men who have been raised by Black women, who have been nurtured and cared for and loved on by Black women and feel safer and more comfortable with a Black woman rather than a Black man. So, and fortunately, you know, Alpha Phi Alpha. Fraternity Incorporated has stepped up and allowed me to service them in that space. So I'm working on developing that curriculum and figuring that out because Black men are just so powerful and needed, and we want y'all and we need you. And I just want you to know that. So thank you, Johnny,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you are one of the men who inspires me and reminds me that we all need to just be together for real.
Right. Yeah. So my first question I want to ask you is this. What brought you into your career space?
Um, I think it was, well, I was a teacher first, right?
Right,
So,
right.
and it is a jump. People might say it's like, teacher or school counselors. It's not the same. Um, and I just wanted to help young people. I think in a space where I didn't have much help, where I didn't experience being accepted or seen. Um, and I know those years that we're in school, and we have to go to school, right? It's mandatory, um, are so formative and so significant to who we become, especially for Black and Brown babies. Because oftentimes there's nobody there to see us, to hear us, and to understand where we come from and what we need. And so I think that's a lot of what shaped me. When I was a teacher, I loved it. It was the best job ever. And then I was like, well, maybe I can do something different. I didn't want to be a principal because people would be
Mhm.
like, well, when are you going to, go for promotion? For me, that's not a promotion. First of all, school principals are not even as educated. I'm talking about technically. They don't, their master's degree, I think is 36 credits. Our master's degree is 60 credits. So
Mhm.
school counselors, school social workers, school psychologists are the most educated people in a school, in a school district. So that was never my desire. I don't want to run people. I just want to
Right,
help people. And
right.
so I think that's probably it. It's just built in me for whatever reason. The
Okay.
ancestors of the universe put it there in
Right.
my spirit. So,
Yeah. So if you wasn't in this field, and I know you said you started in education and then you shifted into, the professional social work, counseling, and things of that nature. If you wasn't doing any of those, what would you be doing right now?
hmm, I don't know, something making some money. Because there ain't no money in education. Ain't no money in education. But thankfully, in these northern states, in Pennsylvania, there's a system where we have unions, and they
Hmm.
help us to be paid at least respectfully. Um, I I do not know. I would like to think maybe be an actress somewhere. I don't know. That's what I want to do when
Okay.
I was a little girl.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
But I'm sure something helping my people because it's just near and dear to my heart. That's just who
Right,
I am.
right.
I've tried to get away from it, but it ain't working.
Okay. What was a challenge in your life that you overcame?
So I don't want this to come across as being a negative thing for me because
Right.
I think it's the most important thing to be and that I am, but being a Black woman.
Mhm.
A lot of times in professional spaces, people mistook my passion, I think, for my people and for the students that I served and the families that I served as being, what's the word they use for us? Angry, angry
Mhm.
Black woman. Well, I am angry. I'm angry that these systems that we are forced to be a part of um, weren't meant to serve us. And
Right,
when I say us, I mean Black and Brown people.
right,
And I learned more and more as the older I got, and the more confident I got in who I am to speak up and stand up for what's right. And people don't like that. So I think that's a lot that I've overcome. Just I remember back in I think it was 2014. Rest in peace, Michael Brown.
mm,
When he was murdered at the hands of police, I had a T-shirt I had that said hashtag Mike Brown, and I was talked to by administration saying that, your T-shirt has caused some problems, I guess, and concern, people in the community. And I know who it was. It was the PTA white moms who had time to be concerned about stuff because they had no jobs, and that's all they did was worry about what was going on in their kids' lives or in
Right.
somebody else's life. And twice. And I said, well, has my t-shirt, like, has there been any fights, first of all? Because students came up to me and said, I like your t-shirt and
Yeah.
thank you for doing that. And it actually stimulated conversation and allowed people to say, I feel unsafe, even though this happened way over there in another part of the country, because it resonates with us, because we know
Mhm.
it happens to us. We know what goes on and how shit goes down, to be honest,
Right.
excuse
Yeah.
my mouth.
No, yeah, yeah.
But it allowed babies to say thank you, and you see us and you recognize us. It was total opposite of what these concerned people in the community was saying. And so
Right.
I got me another one and ordered a different color for the next Friday when it was dress down day
Hmm.
and wore that again. Principal came back to me again and said, you wear what you want. Um, I'm just telling you, I'm doing what I got to do because my boss told me to. And again, it opened up more avenues for conversation and things like that. So, and that's just one example of my almost 30 years in the Penn School District where people came at me. And for a long time, I was the only Black professional
Wow.
in the space of 73, 74% Black student population,
Mm.
right? So you can imagine. And I didn't mind it. It was taxing, but I loved the people trusted and believed in me because I had their parents. Like when I ended up, I was like, I had your parents as my students.
Right.
So, and aunts and uncles and cousins, and they'd be like, go see Dr. Alexander, she'll help you. And
Hmm.
I take pride in the fact that I did my job and I did it well and to the best of my ability, despite the challenges, right? Even in 2020, 2021, 2023, whatever. So.
Right. Right. And it kind of goes to show, even with you wearing the t-shirt, just to signify that you're, respecting the laws and respecting us as a community, there still was backlash, and we're still going through the backlash to this day in 2025, and everything.
Right.
So we could see that that particular moment kind of gave us a visualization of how we see things now and how we always, as Black people, had to be vigilant and be guarded on what's going on because we don't know what could happen, and
Stay
everything.
woke. That's where I came from, right?
Hmm.
That's really a thing. When we traveled in spaces that were not safe, somebody had to keep watch. Somebody had to stay awake while
Right.
the others
Right.
slept as we were driving from the south trying to get north in the Great Migration and other
Hmm.
spaces and times, right? Stay woke means be alert, be aware,
Be
understand
alert.
there's
Yeah.
people coming for you,
Right.
and somebody got to stay woke. So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
And I like how you explain the stay woke aspect because most of the times when people say, oh, stay woke, it's like, oh, well, it's a whole bunch of chaos about stay woke. But basically what you said overall is just be aware and be alert of where you are, your surroundings and things of that nature. That's what it means. And that aspect of stay woke is not going into deeper dive into different things because people normally make of theories and concepts and there's you see it a lot on social media and everything in that nature, but really it's just simple common sense that's given to us. Just watch yourself. Watch yourself in life
And watch for other people who
and
look
watch
like
other
you.
people too. Yeah.
That part,
Yeah.
somebody again got to keep watch. We can't
Right.
all sleep at the same time,
Right.
and we know
Right.
this because
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So to individuals that want to be in your shoes, what tips can you give
Who
them?
is that, Johnny? Like,
Just anybody
bless
that want to be
them.
in your shoes, anybody that want to be like, all right, I want to have my PhD, I want to be a helper, be an advocate, all those things of that nature. What are some tips that you could give people that want to be in your shoes?
I think I would say follow your heart, follow your spirit. Understand you have thousands of ancestors behind you, pushing you forward, and reach out. Don't think you can do this all on your own because none of us can. I have not. I have had people like you and mentors and students encourage me and support me and love on me, and we all need that. We all need that.
Mhm.
I'll also say don't believe the hype.
There we
if
go.
that you're not smart enough, that you're not good enough, that you don't belong. When I got into that PhD program, I think there was like 10 people in my cohort, and I think two dropped out. I think the rest of us finished. But I
Mhm.
sat there and like these folks, sorry,
Oh,
these
yeah,
people
yeah.
understand, like, they have their research ideas already. They have what they
Mhm.
want to do and what they want to look into. I was like, research? I don't like research. I'm not a researcher. But fortunately, I had amazing women of color like Dr. Emma Mosley and Dr. Lisa Lopez Levers,
Mm.
uh, and other supports, um, that said you can do it and you are worthy. And so I pushed on and pushed through. It took me a long time to get it. It was a 3 year course program. It was like, I think, 2 or 3 nights a week and on all day Saturdays. So it hurts your life. Like, you give up a part of your life to pursue those endeavors. But I
Mm.
learned so much and I became so much more than I would have been without that experience. So I'm grateful. But yeah, just do not think that you're an imposter, because I went through that imposter syndrome. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? Uh, Understand that you are worthy. You are just as smart and just as good as anyone else. And
Mhm.
you deserve what you want to pursue. I mean, that's the thing. You got to have faith in you. Yeah.
I
And
agree.
it's hard. It's hard.
I agree. I agree. So now we're going to get into a couple fun questions. So the first question is this. What is a place on your bucket list that you want to go to?
I would love to go to Puerto Rico, but that's not the main place. I would love to also go to uh, that's a shame you caught me on that one.
Okay.
I'll get back to you on that one
All
because
right. Okay. All
but
right.
it's like southwestern Europe, in that area, Greece, those areas,
Okay.
with the sun and the beautiful, gorgeous blue water.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would also like to go to Ghana.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot comes from there for me and, personally, but also just experientially, I would like to
Right.
go there.
Right. If you could talk to a celebrity, either living or dead, who would it be?
It would be Marvin Gaye. He is my
Mm.
absolute favorite singer ever, and
Okay.
he's an Aries also. Shout out to Aries too. Um, but just the prolific messages that he put out in the 60s, right? And like, what's going on?
What's going on?
Father, Father. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the same stuff that's going on today. And that's why I think he was so magical and amazing, because he spoke to things going on then, but almost as if he knew that that would continue, particularly if we didn't buck up and do some things to change the system instead of, and I think, like, as Black folks, we've been duped almost into trying to fit into the white system.
All right.
Like, here's the American dream, or here's this, or here's that. And that ain't us. Like, for at least for me, I'll say that. I'm no longer trying to fit into the white idea of what things should be. I am now seeking separation, because I feel like Black people thrive in that. Our shit is not stolen or taken or,
Right.
usurped or copied. Um, we can be who we are and we understand each other. So, yeah, he was just, to me, amazing. So I would love to speak with Mr. Marvin
Okay.
Gaye.
Okay. Another one. Which family member do you feel knows you the best?
Hmm. Probably my oldest daughter, Ariel.
Okay.
Um, I had her when I was young, still in college, and she's been with me obviously for a long time, and she just gets me. Um, and not that my younger daughter doesn't. Amaya is amazing, but there's something different about the first one. And I was,
Mm.
like I said, a very young woman when I had her, and um, so probably her.
Okay. Okay. And then what is your guilty pleasure?
Lately, let me tell you, it's been the Gilded Age. I've watched it the first like so it came out I think in 2021 or 22 or
Mm-hmm.
something. I don't know, some years ago, but I only started watching it this year. And
Right.
then I'm rewatching it now. And I just cannot believe these rules of society that people live by. But I'm also like into period stuff and because obviously I was a history teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy seeing what things were like then. And I had to look up gilded. Like, what does gilded mean? And it's basically like a golden overlay of something on this. And if you have watched it, you see like they have people pulling out their chairs, pushing in there, like every bit of what they do was serviced by somebody else. And there was no idea that you could move up in society or change your lot, if you will. But it's kind of fascinating to me the way people think that we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Now, for people that want to get in contact with you or want to follow you and everything, how can people reach out to you?
I am on LinkedIn as I can't even remember. I think it's Dr. Amy Alexander, but that and also they can look up Legacy. My website is being revamped right now because I'm
Okay.
adding that Black men's mental health initiative and kind of streamlining in the age of what we are. I have renamed um, some of the services I provide, but I'm also a certified sports counselor. So I do work with athletes and athlete mental wellness. But please look me up. My phone number, I believe, because I just got to change. Verizon messed with me and they took away my old phone number. It was just a terrible mess. But
Yeah, because I was
um,
reaching out to you. I was like, wait,
I, and I feel like people probably did that, and I did not even know it. And they just was like gave me some other 865. I don't know even
Oh
know, but
wow.
how they did that. And it was like 6 months before I realized. So I don't even know the people. So if you have tried to reach out to me, I sincerely apologize to all of you. And I am so sorry about that. Um, but it is 412, I think it's 266 7040. But I will send you the information because I just got the number like
Right.
last week, I think. So updated and legacy, LEG, capital A, CY consulting at I think it's .org will be my website, but email is legacyconsulting at gmail.com, and you can reach out to me that way. And I also have a an office in East Liberty, and I'm about to go there soon to see some clients. I see clients on Saturdays, Sundays, evenings, whatever is convenient for the people who would like for me to be their therapist. It's over there on Commerce Street, and it's good stuff. I'm working also on, so I'm a certified school counselor, but not a licensed professional counselor. So I'm studying for that and trying to figure that stuff out. But I'm really happy and excited about what's to come because I thought I had the best job in the world, and I really did. I love seeing them babies every day, and I miss
Mhm.
them. But I think there's other spaces where I can be more free to actually say the truth or my truth as I
Right.
see it. And this is it. And yesterday I was at a that event for Amachi,
Hmm.
and that organization serves young people whose parents are incarcerated, and it was a great event. And there's more events coming on. I think next Saturday, the 23rd, there's the Black Men's Mental Health event at Westinghouse Park, and I hope I'll see you there. I'm
Yeah, I'll be
cabling
there.
there
I'm
as
walking
well.
it.
Yes, amen. Yes, and we need that. We need to just support each other. And I find, and I know you didn't ask me this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because for real, Black people, get together. Let's hold each other down. We're not a competition. There's no competing here. We all need each other to grow and to survive and to be strong and to help. So just because I might do something similar to what you might do,
Hmm.
so what? We can do that together and we can support
Right.
each other and love on each other. Pittsburgh is like, I don't know, sometimes Black folks in Pittsburgh be on some other stuff that I
Hmm.
don't even get. But we're working on that. And I think that's honestly a manifestation of trauma.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. So I think Amy, I definitely appreciate you for being on, and everybody definitely check her out. I will post the information
Thank you.
on my platform so everybody can get a hold of you and everything. But as always, everybody appreciate you for your love and support. If you have any words or topics that you want me to address on JG Mental Health Fridays, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to check out the videos on there. Also, go on my website to check out the videos on there, learn more about me, check out different podcast episodes I've been on, and ways to connect with me for speaking engagements and other opportunities. As always, I will leave you with the closing message. Reflect on the positives, plan ahead, and relax. RPR. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, be well, be blessed, and peace.